Hey guys, so this is my first real build video. As you can see, I'm building a tiny house, and I think it ended up being pretty cute. I built it off of the idea that it's maybe similar to what me and my fiance want to end up having is not a word, having whenever we get older and we have the money for it. We do not have the money for it now, but that's the idea. So I just added a very simple kitchen. Of course, we'd probably have a pantry in ours, but in this version of a tiny house, it's kind of really hard to build a pantry the way I want to build a pantry and to do other kind of stuff because it doesn't really work the same in the Sims world. They don't really have what it would really show. Like, these square blocks are not actually foot by foot. It's scaling. It's really weird. So, but I did my best. I went through and used quite a bit of custom content just to try and make all of it work out the way that I thought it would. Some of the colors might be different in the end than what I would normally have, but I still like how it turned out. We used a lot of wood because honestly, wood and plywood are the best thing you can use for tiny houses. It's very strong and it helps support the tiny house, especially against high winds when you're traveling, because tiny houses are there to travel. This one's up a little bit because I wanted to give the illusion of it maybe having something under there that helped travel, but that's what it is. Once again, I believe I have failed to mention my name. This is CJ. I don't know why I keep saying before my name, but I know my name. It is CJ. I don't usually build tiny houses. I try to just build other things. I build whenever I need something, honestly. Like when I'm doing my LPs, I don't really build to build unless I just become hit with inspiration like I did with my other build video that is just of me doing a run through of the house because I had yet to figure out how to do one of these build videos. So that's how I ended up with this. I'm hoping it turns out well considering this is my first time actually doing a build video on YouTube. But yeah, the house is a little bit one-sided just because I tried to give it a pathway, an obvious path through the house. And in our tiny house, we probably would have more of a middle pathway, not a one-sided pathway, so there'd be stuff on either side. That's just not how it ended up here. And yes, I know those spoons are right there currently next to the TV, and it looks really weird, but it's not going to stay there. I promise. It was only there so I didn't forget it. When I add... The shelves were a bit of an issue. I kept trying to find something that would show a lot of storage, because tiny houses are all about storage. And that was originally why I was going to use that couch, and then I think I ended up changing it. Or maybe I kept it because there's shelves under it. But tiny houses are all about storage, hidden storage. Storage hidden in the roof, storage hidden in the floors. Every nook and cranny has storage somewhere in a tiny house. That's how you survive in a tiny house because that's all you got. And I do give it a little porch near the end and some landscaping. But just, I should have put 2 desk areas in here because when we build ours, we're going to need 2 desks for myself and him. But in this build, there's not really enough. I just kept it a shorter one. I could have made a much longer tiny house because tiny houses can be up to 48 feet. But I just didn't because I wanted to keep it as a 1 person or maybe even 2 people. But honestly, for the 2 people, it certainly would be a tight little fit. They'd have to share the computer instead of have individual ones. because, or maybe one of them just has a tablet, because we currently don't have laptops that can just sit on their laps, I don't think, like we do in the real world. Like, I do have a laptop as well as my massive PC, which if we put my PC in the tiny house, will, as well as his, will have to be connected to the walls in some way, because otherwise they're gonna break. Now, as you can see, I'm having a real issue with the bed, trying to find a mattress that doesn't look like it's floating, because that was bugging me to death. Yeah, I could have ignored it, but they looked like they were floating above these little things I'm using as a loft area. But, oh, it was so annoying. So I settled with this one for a while, and then I found an actual bed that honestly, it has a headboard, but we're going to have a built-in headboard. And these steps, trying to be stairs, are really cute. I do not keep them. I end up finding out that I have a custom content thing that looks exactly like wall steps, ladder thing. It's not really stairs. It's more of a ladder. So wall ladder. Let's go with that. And that ends up being the thing. I believe I stay with this bed from now on at this point, that this is the bed I chose. I do reorganize a few things. Here I am messing around with the windows because I'm trying to find one that matches the color of the door. I have yet to paint any of the walls or the floor just because that's not something I do immediately. I usually try to get a feel for a house before I start painting the walls and the floors and everything. But yeah. So I can put this little tiny house up on the gallery. It, of course, has custom content, so it's going to have to be under the modded area. It does have a full bath. It has some stuff from the Parenthood pack. It has stuff from a couple different packs, but it's just, I'm just trying to find ways, and I do not keep the porch. Find ways that it all looks good. I do like this wood color. The darker one was too dark, and also I really wanted to use some skylights. Like, that is my thing. I want skylights in my tiny house, so I was just trying to find some that worked. And I'm so sorry. And it just ended up taking a little while for me to do it. Here's me realizing I had to build a wall in order to put them there. And so and for the skylight to actually work, and me fiddling with the roof and all, trying to get that to look good. Just trying to build the house and everything. I end up changing the shape of the roof a little bit so it actually fits better against the skylights. And it just, I think it ends up pretty well that it actually looks like the skylights are built into the roof instead of just the roof was cut away. And so I thought it ended up looking a lot better at that point. I'm also picturing the roof as kind of like a composite roof. Those are the ones that are a lot less heavy than metal. Metal, while can be safer on the road, is supremely heavy when on a tiny house. And now I'm just fiddling with wood colors and textures, trying to find a floor pattern I like. I still don't have any of the walls painted on the inside, but that's okay. I do like the shadow that the skylight ends up doing on the bed, and I put it over the bed so you could literally just lay in bed and look up at the stars. That's the whole idea of a skylight, and that's really great. So just trying to add stuff here and there. I haven't added details in anything yet. I'm just trying to get the flooring still. But, yeah. So I really enjoyed this. It was fun. I'm hoping to do a lot more builds. Maybe probably end up doing bigger ones, not just tiny houses. I do want to build a university-type building, like a dorm room. Because I'm thinking of doing a university challenge LP. I'm not sure. I saw a video similar to someone building a dorm, and I really liked the idea, and so I'm thinking about doing that myself. And just, they did an apartment building, but just the idea of building a dorm and having college kids and doing that challenge, I thought would be cool. So that's probably what I'm going to be doing next. But I liked this, and I wanted to get this house done. The lights look fine now, but as you can tell with this carpet, the carpet looks really dark and weird, and that's because the outside lighting coming in. And I've just now realized that I need to build a wall to make that stop. So that's how I end up solving that problem. The rug looks correct finally. It's the correct color. So, yeah. Had to figure it out one way or another. Ended up doing it that way. So, just shifting things around so nothing's sitting in a wall, looking good. I accidentally hit Y a lot when I'm trying to hit T to change the panning on the screen. And it happens to me all the time. I do it a lot. And that's just because I don't look at my keyboard. I rarely look at my keyboard. And so that's just... It's so funny. My students think it's hilarious whenever they do it. They're like, she can do it without looking. And it freaks them out because I'll be talking directly at them and looking directly at them and typing things away on the screen at the same time. And they just think it's the most amazing skill ever. And my kids are really adorable doing that. Here I am thinking I want to shift things around. Maybe if I put the desk in the living area, I can drop the bed. But, I didn't like it. I finally remembered I needed to put a dresser in there. And honestly, I should probably have a closet too, because I have a whole bunch of clothes. But maybe the idea is once we're in a tiny house, I will not need a closet because I've gotten rid of a lot of the clothes that I own in some fashion. Or maybe there's a bunch of floor storage. I don't know. And I know these doors are kind of busted, but they're repurposed is the idea. And also they match the other wood in the tiny house. So that's what I try to do. And I wish this blue color on the walls came with the dark brown crown molding, but it doesn't. So just, I settled for it because I really like that color. I did not realize that wheelbarrow is actually currently floating until I go outside and start doing some landscaping. But anyway, I picked the Parenthood square table because it has the shelves down there and just more storage. Tiny houses are all about storage. So I'm just trying to shove as much as I can in this house as possible that would make it livable and actually seem very normal and comfortable. And I did end up putting in a moving a random sim in and had them test it out, and everything works perfectly. The bed works perfectly, the desk works perfectly, the dresser, all of it. It's all very usable, which is great. So you don't have to worry about that if you end up downloading this house from the gallery. If you are even wanting me to put it up there, you of course have to comment and let me know about that. But here I am, now I'm starting to add little tidbits on the wall. I thought that was really cute because it kind of reminded me of my fiance. So I was just adding some knickknacks and stuff. Here I am using the wall decoration that looks a lot like the wall ladder. And that's what ended up sticking. I put the paint easel, almost forgot the word, easel there. Because maybe while someone's using the computer, someone can be painting. It's a very travelable skill, and it's good to have a skill in the tiny house anyway. Like, you're not going to be spending all your time running around with things all over the place. You want things to be able to pack up with so they don't fall and break whenever you're traveling, which is the beauty of the tiny house. You can take it anywhere with you. Now, I thought about putting that curfew thing in there, but this isn't really a home for parents and kids. I didn't build in enough room. Of course, you could add an addition, edit the house, so it all works that way. I just didn't. course, that's my Harry Potter poster. I adore that. I believe, oh, I can't remember her name, but it's the person who did the bachelorette party and the prom, graduation party, mod, all those mods, same person. Oh, Britt Pink Sims, I think. Something like that. That's from one of hers. She had a movie poster pack, and I think they're amazing. There's hundreds of movie posters, and honestly, some of them I don't recognize. That's okay. A lot of them I do, and it's fantastic. So here I am just adding knickknacks to the shelves that obviously can be packed away. That's a GameCube, some books, some more decorations. Just trying to find stuff that fits. So I did have a bookshelf. I almost said I didn't have any books. There I am, adding some clutter on the desk. I'm just still looking for things that go on these shelves that I like, that I would use in a house. Just adding little bits and bobs around the house. Still adding plants. I end up putting that on the floor, and then add something else up there because that looked really stark, and just messing around with colors. Just trying to get it all done. Back in the bathroom now, adding the stuff to the bathroom to make it look like I forgot the toilet. Oh, I just remembered. I didn't put a trash can. Oh, goodness. Oh, goodness. If you download this, you're going to have to add a trash can. Oh, that was my bad. I don't know why I forgot about that. I could have shoved it somewhere in the corner. But, yeah, totally forgot to add a trash can in this house. Anyway, now I'm adding the stairs, fixing up the porch area, just trying to, yeah, finally found the colors I like. The wheelbarrow is now no longer floating. Trying out different floorings for the porch. End up going back to this rock granite type thing, which I think looks more modern. I think the deck could be foldable, honestly. There's a lot of tiny houses that have a foldable porch area. Like maybe there's hinges under there and you just lift it and it covers the door and it's protected and you have just things there. And it all works. So the video's almost done now. I'm adding the outdoor lights. Then I'm going to go into the landscaping. And then I'm done, and I'll add some video. Add some screenshots so you can get an idea some more of what it looks like. You pretty much saw everything, but screenshots don't hurt. Anyway, I am about done. I hope you liked it. Thank you.